Want to save hours designing and laying out your next quarterly report? Download the quarterly report presentation template to look good while you translate important information into a digestible report to be distributed between teams and stakeholders. Quarterly reports incorporate pages and pages of documents, so save hours of work with this completely customizable presentation. The template includes slides on achievements and milestones, financial ratios, balance sheet and cash flows, corporate impact, projections, executive summary, incomes versus expenses, marketing activity, sales projection, strategic goals, 12-month roadmap, and many more. Stick to the end and we'll share how a company like Delta or American Airlines break out their own quarterly reports. Every quarterly report includes a high-level highlight of what the company has accomplished so far. This Achievements and Milestones slide includes a timeline to visually highlight as many milestones as are relevant. Typically, these are company-wide accomplishments that are qualitative in nature. These highlights could also be new strategic developments that are key to growth. It's also nice to recognize team achievements, to acknowledge the good work of a specific team, or even individual team members for internal quarterly reports, either from a manager to a report relationship or across the internal teams themselves. Next, no quarterly report would be complete without a financial summary. This could be a high-level overview that gets as specific as execs want. This financial ratio visualization lists the 6 most common financial ratios on one slide. This helps execs compare results across ratios like ROI and current ratio, which compares whether or not the company has enough resources to meet its short-term obligations. For each ratio, execs can compare Q to Q growth with one quarter on top compared to another below. To outline more details, use our financial statement slide to show profit and loss, balance sheets, cash flows, and many more. Corporate impact is another area that's important to highlight on a quarterly report. On one side, highlights of diversity and inclusion and job creation are showcased, where key metrics can be underscored. On the other side, execs can provide a quick breakdown on how the company spent resources on employee learning and development, whether that's continuous education, upskilling, or other efforts. Corporate social responsibility is another area of impact. This slide divides across people and planet impact, where top metrics of both are featured. For instance, under planet, execs can track reductions in key areas like emissions or landfill waste. Quarterly reports should also include projections for the future. Execs can use this visualization as a goal-setting slide with 4 graphs and a table to cover key financial projections related to any topic. These could be strategic projections, sales projections, or projections related to investment of resources. In this example, the company's 5-year financial projection is shared along with the KPI of break-even revenue. This 5-year projection could also be adjusted to address the next 4 quarters instead. So let's compare how 2 major US airlines, American Airlines and Delta, break out their public-facing quarterly reports. For American Airlines' financial results, they chose to share the 4th quarter revenue against the same period in 2019, which was their last pre-pandemic point of comparison, 4th quarter net loss, and the total available liquidity, which ended up being the highest year-end liquidity balance in the company's history. They also highlighted the number of passengers safely transported, which was the most of any other US carrier. For their projections, the airline reported it would continue to match its forward capacity with observed booking trends, which would lead to a decreased capacity that is 8 to 10% lower compared to Q1 of 2019, and total revenue to be down 20 to 22% versus Q1 of 2019. Now, let's compare this to Delta's results. Delta broke out its adjusted pre-tax income, adjusted operating revenue, and total operating expenses compared against Q4 of 2019, as well as its remuneration from American Express, which was up 11% compared to Q4 of 2019. Because the company also reported its full year results, this was highlighted to show that remuneration from its co-branded credit card with American Express was nearly 98% restored compared to 2019, which signals a positive sign for revenue trends. For Delta's March 2022 projections, it projected it will fill 83 to 85% of capacity and 72 to 76% of revenue compared to March 2019, spend $1.6 billion in gross capital expenditures with approximately $22 billion in adjusted net debt. Because the company has also projected a 15% increase in the cost of fuel per available seat, Delta will also raise ticket costs with a fuel surcharge to recapture somewhere between $15 to $20 each way on the average ticket value of about $200. If you're preparing your company's next quarterly report, you need this presentation. Download the quarterly report presentation template for more slides on executive summary, income versus expenses, marketing activity, sales projections, strategic goals, 12-month roadmap, and many more to save time and hours of work. Thanks for watching.